If you are a man over 60, you may have noticed that things are not quite the same as they used to be. Your sleep is lighter, you wake up tired, your energy fades too quickly, and intimacy is not as strong or as frequent as you remember. Many men blame age, some blame stress, but the truth is often much simpler. Most of the time, your body is just missing the right nutrients at the right moment, especially at night when real recovery should happen. I have spent more than 30 years listening to men like you, guiding them, and helping them regain their strength, confidence, and joy in life. And what I have seen over and over again is this. Your body is not broken, it is just waiting for the right support. At night, while you sleep, your system is working quietly, repairing blood vessels, balancing hormones, and rebuilding energy. But if your body does not have the right fuel, the process slows down and you wake up tired, restless, and disconnected. That is why tonight's message is so important. In this video, we will talk about the nutrients that can make the difference between another restless night and the kind of deep, healing sleep that leaves you feeling alive in the morning. We will talk about how to restore natural energy, protect your heart, and even bring back the confidence of strong, healthy intimacy. Before we begin, I want to ask you a favor. Please share your own situation in the comments below. Do you struggle with sleep? Do you feel your energy dropping during the day? Do you wake up too many times at night? Write it down. Your words may help me prepare the next video and may also help another man who is going through the same thing. When you think of sleep, you might picture simple rest, lying in bed with your eyes closed, letting the hours pass until morning. But the truth is far more powerful. Sleep is not just rest, sleep is repair. And after 60, the quality of your sleep becomes one of the most important factors in how you feel every single day. At night, your body is busy behind the scenes. Your heart slows down so it can recover from the work of the day. Your blood vessels are repairing tiny damage that happens naturally as we age. Your brain is cleaning away waste products and preparing new connections so you can think clearly tomorrow. And your hormones, including testosterone, are being balanced and rebuilt. This is the invisible work of sleep. It is when your body does the heavy lifting to keep you alive, strong, and healthy. But here is the problem. Many men over 60 are not giving their body the tools it needs to do this job. They close their eyes, but the sleep is shallow. They wake up 2, 3, even 4 times a night. They drag themselves out of bed in the morning still exhausted. Instead of rebuilding, the body is stuck. It is like trying to repair a house with no tools and no materials. The result is fatigue, low energy, and a fading sense of vitality. This is why I tell every man who sits in front of me in my office, your nighttime health is the foundation of your daytime life. If you want more energy, if you want a stronger heart, if you want better intimacy, you must start with the night. When you support your body correctly before bed, you give it the raw material it needs to repair blood vessels, restore hormone balance, and renew your strength. Think of it this way. You cannot build a fire without wood. You cannot drive a car without fuel. And you cannot expect your body to heal, recover, and perform without the nutrients it needs during sleep. That is why what you do in the hour before bed matters so much more than what you do in the morning. When most people hear about vitamin D3, they immediately think about sunlight. A walk in the morning sun, a little bit of warmth on the skin, and yes, that is where much of our vitamin D traditionally comes from. But here is something most men never hear. The timing of vitamin D3 can be just as important as the amount. And for men over 60, taking it at night may be one of the most powerful changes you can make. Let me explain why. Vitamin D3 does far more than strengthen bones. It plays a role in balancing your hormones, especially testosterone. It helps your blood vessels stay flexible, allowing healthy circulation to every part of your body. And it works closely with melatonin, the hormone that guides you into deep, healing sleep. Without enough vitamin D3, this entire nighttime system begins to break down. I remember a man named Robert, 68 years old, who came to see me. He was not sick in the traditional sense. His heart was fine, his blood sugar was normal, but he told me, "Doctor, I do not feel like myself anymore." His sleep was shallow, his mornings were heavy, and intimacy had faded into a distant memory. After a few simple tests, we discovered that he was chronically low in vitamin D3. Most men take vitamin D 3 the morning with their breakfast. That is what the labels suggest and what many doctors recommend. But here is the truth I have seen again and again in my 30 years of practice. When you take vitamin D3 before bed, you align it with your body's natural repair cycle. At night, while your body is restoring tissues, rebalancing hormones, and cleaning the bloodstream, vitamin D3 steps in to support that process. One of the most important roles of vitamin D3 is to work with melatonin. Melatonin tells your body it is time to sleep, but vitamin D3 ensures that this sleep is deep and restorative. And while you are in that deep stage, your body also begins producing more testosterone, the very hormone that fuels energy, strength, and yes, sexual performance. Without D3, that process slows down. With D3, it comes back to life. Robert began taking just one small dose of vitamin D3 at night. Nothing fancy, not a handful of pills, just this one adjustment. After 1 week, his sleep improved. After 2 weeks, his energy returned. And by the 3rd week, he walked into my office smiling with a sparkle in his eyes. He told me, "Doctor, I woke up with morning strength I thought was gone forever." That is the power of vitamin D3 when taken at the right time. It is not a miracle pill. It does not force the body. It simply gives the body the right tool at the right moment. It supports the lining of your blood vessels so they can release nitric oxide, the molecule that allows blood to flow freely, including to the places that matter most for intimacy. Without enough of it, circulation slows, arteries stiffen, and erections weaken. With enough of it, your body remembers how to respond naturally. And here is the best part. This does not require 10 different supplements or extreme treatments, just one nutrient, delivered when your body is ready to use it. If you are tired of waking up weak, restless, or disconnected, vitamin D3 before bed might be the missing piece. A small step, but one that can open the door to deeper sleep, stronger mornings, and the quiet confidence of knowing your body still works with you, not against you. There is a strange experience that many men describe to me once they pass 60. They tell me, "I am tired, but I cannot rest." Their body feels drained, but their mind keeps running in circles. They want intimacy, but the signal seems lost somewhere along the way. This is where vitamin B6 often makes all the difference. Vitamin B6 is a quiet worker inside your body. It is not flashy. You do not hear about it on the news, but it is one of the key vitamins that helps your brain and body stay in rhythm. At night, when taken before bed, B6 does something powerful. It helps your brain produce dopamine, the chemical that gives you drive, motivation, and desire. At the same time, it helps produce GABA, the calming messenger that quiets the racing thoughts and allows your body to slip into deep, unbroken sleep. Think about that for a moment. One vitamin that fuels both energy and calm. Energy through dopamine. Calm through GABA. And it is this balance that so many men lose as the years go by. Without it, you feel flat, like a fire that has burned down to ashes. You are not sick, but you are not alive either. I remember a man named Harold, 71 years old, a retired Navy man, strong, disciplined, still sharp. But when he sat in front of me, he said, "Doctor, I feel like there is no spark inside me anymore." His sleep was broken, his mornings were heavy, and his desire had been fading for years. We started him on a simple dose of vitamin B6 about 30 minutes before bed. Nothing extreme, just one small, steady step. By the end of the first week, Harold noticed he was waking up less often during the night. By the second week, his mood began to lift. He described it as feeling lighter inside. And by the 3rd week, he looked almost surprised when he told me, "I wanted to be close to my wife again, and I could." His voice carried both relief and joy. That is the quiet magic of B6. You do not have to force your body, you just support its natural rhythm. When your brain chemicals are balanced, your sleep deepens, your energy returns, and your desire reignites. Your blood, your nerves, your hormones all begin speaking the same language again. Many men believe they are broken when this balance fades, but the truth is they are not broken at all. They are simply missing one of the silent nutrients that keeps body and mind in sync. And when you restore that balance with vitamin B6 at night, you give yourself the chance to feel whole again. When most men think about strength and intimacy, they focus on testosterone. Some think it is all about desire. Others imagine it is purely about willpower. But there is one piece almost every man forgets: relaxation. Not mental relaxation, though that matters too, but physical relaxation of the blood vessels. And that is where magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate, becomes a quiet but powerful ally. Here is what I mean. For an erection to happen, blood must flow freely into the vessels of the penis. If those vessels are tight, stiff, or constricted, the flow simply cannot reach where it needs to go. Magnesium helps the smooth muscles of your arteries relax. It eases tension, lowers nighttime blood pressure, and allows blood to move naturally. Without it, the circulation slows, sleep becomes restless, and you wake up feeling heavy and unrefreshed. I think often of a patient named Ken. He was 66, a retired firefighter, tough as nails on the outside, but struggling in private. He told me, "Doctor, I want to be close to my wife, but I cannot stay firm. I feel frustrated, embarrassed, and honestly, I am afraid she will stop wanting me." His testosterone was decent. His blood sugar was fine, but his magnesium was very low, something I see all the time in men over 60. We started him on a small dose of magnesium glycinate before bed. Not a stimulant, not a drug, just this one mineral in a form that crosses into the brain and calms the nervous system. Within days, his sleep improved. For the first time in years, he slept 6 hours straight without waking. By the second week, he told me his mornings felt clearer, lighter, less foggy. And by the third week, he said with a smile, "Doctor, I woke up with a real erection, not just a twitch, but something solid. I felt like myself again." That is what magnesium does. It dissolves the quiet tension that has been holding your body back. It calms the nervous system so your mind can rest. It relaxes the blood vessels so your circulation flows. And it triggers the release of nitric oxide, the very compound your body needs to create and maintain strong erections. You do not need stimulants. You do not need aggressive medications. Sometimes, all it takes is giving your body the one mineral it has been missing for years. Magnesium glycinate before bed is gentle, well-absorbed, and perfectly timed to support the night repair cycle of your body. When you think about vitality, do not just think about power and force. Think also about ease and flow. Because when your body learns to relax again, your sleep deepens, your mornings brighten, and your confidence quietly returns. When men think about intimacy, they usually think about hormones or desire. But the truth is, every erection is first and foremost a vascular event. It depends on the health of your smallest blood vessels. And these vessels, especially the ones in the penis, are often the first to suffer as we age. That is why vitamin E can be such a powerful protector. Vitamin E is often called an antioxidant, but in my practice I see it as something more, a shield for your circulation. At night, while your body is in repair mode, vitamin E quietly works to reduce inflammation, to guard the delicate lining of your arteries, and to prevent the slow hardening that blocks blood flow. It helps preserve the flexibility that allows your vessels to open wide and fill with blood when you need them most. I remember a man named Carl, 72 years old, a retired school principal, always neat, always polished, the kind of man who looked in control. But when he sat across from me, he admitted, "Doctor, I feel like my body does not respond anymore. I want to perform, but nothing happens." His blood pressure was high, his cholesterol not terrible, but not ideal, and most importantly, his circulation was slowing down. We introduced a small dose of natural vitamin E before bed. Within weeks, Carl noticed deeper sleep and more restful mornings. And then came the phone call I will never forget. He whispered, almost shyly, "Tell the doctor it worked." When he returned for a follow-up, his pressure had eased, his confidence had grown, and his sense of being a man had returned. That is what vitamin E does. It does not force the body like caffeine or stimulants. It works silently, layer by layer, protecting your blood vessels so that blood can flow naturally again. Just one small act before sleep can give your body the armor it needs to fight time from the inside out. And once that protection is in place, your circulation can support the energy, strength, and intimacy you deserve. If there is one mineral that deserves to be called the most masculine, it is zinc. Without zinc, your testosterone falls, your prostate weakens, and your vitality fades. With zinc, your body can produce the hormones, the energy, and the strength that make you feel like yourself again. And here is the part most men never hear. The timing matters. Taking zinc before bed gives your body what it needs right when it begins to rebuild. Testosterone is not just about intimacy. It is about energy, confidence, muscle, and drive. It is the hormone that tells you to get up in the morning with purpose. It is the hormone that fuels both your body and your spirit. But as men age, testosterone naturally drops. The decline is often made worse by zinc deficiency, something I see in many men over 60. I remember a man named Leonard, 69 years old, who still worked part-time at a local hardware store. He carried himself with the warmth and easy confidence of someone who had once been the strongest man in the room. But when he leaned forward in my office, he confessed, "Doctor, I still love my wife. I still desire her. But things just do not work like before. I do not want to lose this part of my life." His tests showed something familiar. His testosterone was low, not dangerously, but enough to make him feel weak. His prostate was showing early signs of aging, and his energy dipped every afternoon. Most importantly, his zinc levels were low. We began with a simple plan. 15 milligrams of zinc, taken at night before sleep. 10 days later, Leonard told me he felt clearer in his head. By the third week, he said his motivation was back. But what moved him most was what happened at home. With a soft smile, he said, "We held each other again, not just physically, but as husband and wife. I felt like myself again." That is the power of zinc. It signals your body to release luteinizing hormone, the messenger that tells your testes to produce testosterone. It supports sperm production, nourishes prostate tissue, and helps block the buildup of estrogen that often rises with age. In short, zinc keeps the male system alive and responsive. The best part? It does not take a complicated stack of pills, just the right dose, at the right time, aligning with your body's natural rhythm of hormone production during the night. When testosterone rises again, your desire returns, your erections strengthen, and your energy flows back into every part of your life. If you are a man over 60 who feels like your fire is fading, do not ignore zinc. It is not a miracle drug, but it is one of the simplest, most natural ways to guard your masculinity, your energy, and your strength. Give your body the mineral it has been asking for, and you may find that the man you thought was gone is still very much alive inside you. If there is one group of vitamins that works quietly in the background to keep everything moving, it is the B vitamins. You may not hear about them as often as vitamin D or zinc, but they form the very foundation of your energy, your circulation, and even your sexual vitality. Together, we call them the B complex. Each B vitamin has its own role. Vitamin B1 and B2 keep your heart and nervous system running smoothly. Vitamin B3 helps dilate blood vessels so that circulation improves all over the body, including where it matters most for intimacy. Vitamin B5 and B6 calm stress hormones like cortisol, which, if too high at night, can sabotage testosterone. And vitamins B9 and B12 are critical for producing healthy red blood cells and nitric oxide, the very chemical your body uses to trigger strong erections. When a man is low in B vitamins, the signs are subtle at first. A little more fatigue than usual, a foggy mind in the afternoon, sleep that never feels quite restful. Over time, the lack of B vitamins chips away at the foundation. Energy drops, mood fades, and circulation slows. I remember Daniel, 70 years old, a retired mail carrier. He was the type of man who worked hard his whole life, rarely complained, always put others first. But when he sat in front of me, he said, "Doctor, I feel like my body is slipping away. I am tired all the time. I do not feel strong anymore, not as a man and not as a partner." His tests revealed a silent deficiency in several B vitamins. We started him on a high-quality B complex, taken before bed. It was not dramatic overnight, but week by week, his body began to rebuild. By the first week, his mind felt clearer. By the second week, his afternoon crashes began to fade. And by the third week, he told me, with emotion in his voice, that he was waking up with stronger morning erections than he had in years. That is what B vitamins do. They support the blood, the nerves, and the hormones all at once. They do not push your body, they fuel it, quietly, steadily, and deeply. Taken at night, they become the raw material your body uses to repair while you sleep, setting the stage for stronger days ahead. Sometimes two simple nutrients can do more together than either one can do alone. That is exactly the case with B-complex vitamins and magnesium. On their own, each is powerful. But when combined at night, they create a synergy that restores the rhythm your body has been missing. Here is why. The B vitamins nourish your blood, your nerves, and your hormones. They give your system the spark it needs to rebuild and regenerate while you sleep. Magnesium, on the other hand, calms the nervous system, lowers nighttime blood pressure, and opens the vessels that carry blood to every part of your body. When you put the two together, you get both fuel and flow. The B complex provides the energy, and magnesium clears the path for that energy to be used. I think of Frank, 74 years old, a widower who lived quietly in the suburbs. He did not come to me asking about intimacy. He came because he felt tired, restless, and like his body was slowly shutting down. His tests showed deficiencies in both B vitamins and magnesium, something I see all the time in men his age. We started him on a simple nightly ritual, 1 quality B complex with magnesium glycinate, about an hour before bed. Within weeks, he was sleeping deeper, waking less often, and feeling energy that carried him into the afternoon. But what touched him most was when he looked me in the eye and said, "I feel like a man again." His mornings came with stronger erections, his mind felt sharper, and his body lighter. That is the power of synergy. Support the blood, calm the nerves, and let your body do what it was designed to do, quietly, naturally, and night after night. One of the most common questions I hear from men is, "Doctor, how long will it take before I feel something?" I understand that question. When you have been tired, restless, and disconnected for years, the idea of change can feel almost too far away. But when you nourish your body consistently at night, changes do come. They may be quiet at first, but they are real. After about 7 nights, most men notice something small but important. They are not waking up as often. They sleep more deeply. They may not be running to the bathroom 3 or 4 times a night. Their mind feels calmer, as if the body finally knows how to exhale. This is the first signal that your system is beginning to repair. After about 14 nights, the mornings feel different. Men tell me, "I wake up clearer. I feel more rested." Energy begins to carry further into the day instead of collapsing after lunch. And yes, for many men, there is also a sign of life where it matters most. Morning erections begin to return. They may not be as strong as you want just yet, but they are the body's way of saying, "I am waking up again." After about 30 nights, the changes are deeper and more visible. Your skin may look fresher, your handshake feels stronger, you stand taller. Men tell me they feel like they are driving their own body again instead of just being a passenger. And perhaps the most moving part is what happens in relationships. Many couples rediscover intimacy, not only physical but emotional, because the man feels like himself again. Not every man follows this timeline exactly. Some notice improvements sooner, others take longer. But the pattern is steady: better sleep, more energy, stronger circulation, and the quiet return of confidence. This is not a miracle. It is the natural result of giving your body the right support at the right time. If you stay consistent, if you give your body a fair chance, the results are not just possible, they are waiting. If there is one message I hope you carry with you from this video, it is this: your body has not given up on you. Even after 60, even after years of fatigue or restless nights, your body is still trying every single day to repair, to restore, and to give you strength. It only needs the right support at the right time. Maybe for you, that support is vitamin D3 to help restore testosterone and deeper sleep. Maybe it is magnesium to relax your blood vessels and calm your mind. Maybe it is vitamin E to protect your circulation, zinc to fuel your masculinity, or B vitamins to recharge your energy. Each one matters. But the real power comes when you take them with intention, before bed, when your body is ready to heal. I have seen men who felt lost and discouraged return with brighter mornings, stronger energy, and renewed intimacy in their relationships. Not because of a miracle pill, but because they chose a simple act of self-care, one small step each night that reminded their body how to come alive again. And now it is your turn. Tonight, you have the chance to begin your own comeback. Choose the nutrient that fits you, take it with purpose, and let your body do the work it has been waiting to do. Before you go, I want to ask you for a little help. If you found this video useful, please press the like button and subscribe so you do not miss future advice. If you agree with me and want more, type the number 1 in the comments. If you did not enjoy it, leave a 0 and tell me how I can improve. Your voice matters, your health matters, and your journey is far from over.